And welcome back to another episode of Toy Kind of Mood, episode 108. You got your co-host Bobby with me, as always, Black Genghis. KJ, what's up, buddy?
What's up? What's going on? I'm still at home base, my ancestral home of Wakanda, otherwise known as Durham, North Carolina. But no, it's good, man. It's always a good time at a Toy Kind of Mood, man.
Now, we are doing the most anticipated figures of 2023, the Hasbro edition. But also we have a few Indiana Jones came out with more figures last week. Power Rangers had some 30th anniversary figures dropped today, and I'm gonna say I need to start another line, like I need a hole in the head, like another one. But look, dude, those 30th anniversary figures. We'll get to it in a little bit. First off, I mean, KJ, look, I've talked about this before. I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. I know we both are.
Yes.
So, do you want to just jump right into it?
I think so, man. Let it whip.
Head first with the Indiana Jones pulp. Now, we did a very, very fun smash or pass when it came to Marvel Legends. This week, we will be doing Choose Wisely or Choose Poorly. Now, as the old Knights Templar Knight told us from Last Crusade, sometimes you have to just pick the right Holy Grail. So, now, we did back in, God, when did they do it? Was it, what was that, like, special event Hasbro did?
Well, you talking about 10/27?
10/27, thank you. We saw some Indiana Jones releases then, so let's just jump into Choose Wisely, Choose Poorly with the Staff of Ra headpiece. They're digging in the wrong location. Choose wisely or choose poorly, KJ?
You know what? I'm gonna say choose poorly.
Okay.
If maybe the Indiana Jones kids fans who are there will get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
But I think with this, they didn't go premium enough. If you're gonna go with props and stuff like that, you got to go sideshow. You got to do what Factory Entertainment is doing. You got to I think up it up a notch. If they had done it correctly, you could have even done this HasLab style the same way the Proton Pack was. Like, if you're going to give me a prop, that's kind of what I want. With this, it's going to get cleared out, just like the Eye of Agamotto, just like any number of Marvel props and Star Wars props. Really, helmets. You don't have too many props in Star Wars, right? Just the helmets. But I think I wanted to see something more premium with this.
Look, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to choose poorly on this. And here's why, and yeah, it is an abomination. Here's why. Because when we in Raiders, like, it should have been a necklace to begin with. Because that is what Miriam is wearing. She's wearing the stuff of the Raw headpiece as a necklace. And if it had been a necklace with a bit more detail, with maybe the addition to, like, look, you could easily, like, put that on a broom handle, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This comes across, and I get what they're trying to do, and you know, but it comes across just a little on the cheap side, and for such an important piece, I mean, Major Tote gets it burned on his hands. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Yeah, choose poorly. All right. Next, we've got the Retro Collection, following in the footsteps of the Star Wars Vintage Collection. KJ.
I'm going to say choose wisely, man. I'm getting back into retro. I'm getting, save Vintage Collection. I'm Superpowers, McFarlane's. I'm getting reactions. I used to collect reactions before all of this, man. And it hits my sweet spot. I love indie. I love the movies. I love the poster art. I love the imagery. And just having that little cheatsy Chotsky action figure in that bubble.
Yep.
It hits a sweet spot, man. I got my sticky tack ready. I'm gonna put it on the wall, man. I'm such a nerd about this stuff.
You know what? First off, I gotta give our man here, Tony, props. His Cowboys beat a 65-year-old Tom Brady. Bravo. Your Brady couldn't move. And what was it? Parsons just demolished him. So, but sorry, Cowboys will fall to the Niners next week.
Oh, boo.
Niners.
We'll
Let's
see.
go Niners. Now, as for choose wisely or choose poorly, 100% choose wisely. I have 2007. They released the mini Indiana Jones figures, and I bought it then. I still have it in packaging. It was amazing. This looks almost straight out of 1981 Indy. You do get to celebrate for a little bit, Tony. You do. Oh, Vlad's here. Okay, good. The party can really start now. Awesome. Look, this is perfect. 100% choose wisely. I'm hoping it's like the $10 range.
Yeah,
because our buddy Tony Romo, no relation to the Tony Romo, but our Tony Romo, and I had a really good discussion about the Superpowers line that McFarlane did. It was $9.99. Any more than that, 100% pass. But it's $10. That's a very good sweet spot for these figures, and I hope they stay in it.
You guys, you and Romo did this to me. You got me on Superpowers. Yeah. You got me on when that Power Man retro came out on that fan stream they did, the Power Man, the Ghost Rider with the bike. You jerks. I got Black Panther, Storm, right?
Yeah.
Iron Man.
I know, they're cool.
Yeah. Like so now of course I had to add these indie retros.
I know.
To that.
I know. Like you're just like, you assholes. I'm like, I know.
I think is it Wonder Woman and what else? There's some new ones. Tony, help me out here. What are some of the new?
Nightwing, Wonder Woman, and Deathstroke.
Okay. It's a good time for retro. It's a good time for 3.75. I'm digging it, man. I'm having fun with it.
And look, the minute I find that Nightwing, it's going with Nightwing 100. I got the George Perez variant cover. It's stunning. It's beautiful. Tom Taylor's doing a great job. Now,
rest in peace.
What is next? Because I don't even know yet. Oh, here we go. These pipeline reveals. So look, this is from last. This is I think I got my notes a bit backwards. Let's see here. Do I?
What you got here?
I did. Okay, here we go. Let me. There we go. So we did get the Indiana Jones. These are the Adventure series. I know we did see Indiana Jones in 1027. This is 100% choose wisely.
Yeah.
I absolutely. And someone was like, oh, they're just reusing Han Solo's head. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when the same goddamn character or actor plays the character. I mean, KJ, I'm not going to speak for you, but you
know, I was talking to B's Battlegrounds. Shout out to Bobby B on Instagram. B's Battlegrounds on Instagram. And he was talking about how these figures aren't double jointed. I honestly don't mind. I think, at first I didn't like that McFarlane didn't have thigh swivels and boot cuts, but now I get it because the sculpt is kind of the point. You sort of had to do the in-between, right? You can do some poses. We're getting plenty of dynamic poses with these figures here. Yeah. And you're right. If you really you could over-articulate if the point is to have movie actors.
Yeah.
Costumes. Like we want this to be as close to a statuette as possible. What up, Drake Knock? But I honestly don't mind. I think it's fantastic. I can't wait to get some more extreme sets, temples and ruins for this dude to be running through. It's going to be great.
I mean, and honestly, I've got my Justice League up there. They're just like pose as much as you can with McFarlane. I don't need huge posability. Like just let me stand up my indie, cracking the whip with the idol. I'm good. This one, Major Tote. What are you thinking, man?
I'm still with it only because they have the extra head, the melting head. I want figures to have extra heads, extra hands. I think it comes with the burn hand, right? I think it
Yes.
has that. So stuff like that is smart. It makes it more playable. I don't have to go to McFarlane route and buy a second major tote if I want that melted head. If I want that, I think David Speck was talking about the Donovan earlier. We'll touch on that. But having those extra parts, those extra heads, pieces, and whatnot, it gives you more playability. You can reenact those scenes. Like it's great.
Yeah, agreed. Now, look, I only put this up here. This is 100% choose wisely. My wife and I have about 7 different monopolies. So this is just an absolute no-brainer for me. Choose wisely Monopoly. Granted, it's going to be like, $25, $30. The licensing fee is always insane, but Monopolies are always fun. And she absolutely demolishes me. I think I have beat her maybe twice out of like 40 times. Like, I swear to God, she is ruthless. She will go broke to get hotels, and then she demolishes me. All right.
Monopoly is a dark game. It's a dark game. But yeah, Indiana Jones, I feel like the only thing they're missing is just that boulder. There needs to be like a boulder rolling feature.
I know. All right. Next, the Kraken Whip. Look, I love this. Who's the robot that was hosting this?
Well, you talking about Patrick?
Patrick, there we
go.
Come
on. Yes. Patrick's my dude. Oh, we have a special guest.
Hey. I think she got on just so that she could, like, I think when I was mentioning Monopoly, she got on just so that she could, gloat.
Yeah. Listen, I'm keeping them responsible, right? Yes. Responsible collecting. Responsible collecting only.
All right. So, look, the Crack the Whip, look, is it choose poorly. It is 100% choose poorly.
Choose poorly. Yeah.
However, if that thing goes on sale, look, I've got where do I have it?
What do you got? You got the hat? You got the costume? What you got?
Oh, I've got the hat. I was gonna wear the shirt, but then no one would realize that I'm wearing an Indiana Jones shirt. I've got Batman's grappling hook. I've got different batarangs.
Yeah. The NECA stuff.
Yeah, I've got that. Like, look, this is something that it's just gonna be fun.
It's definitely a toy, right?
Here we go.
But they don't price these things like toys. Okay.
My dog's gonna hate me. Got it for like $5 at Burlington's. I'm like, I gotta get this, and also
that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
It's a great way to annoy the wife. It really is. And if you're not annoying your loved ones, what are you doing with them? Look, it's gonna be a choose poorly until it costs for a choose wisely. How's that?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Let's see here. What else we got? Okay, this I kind of dig. And once it goes on clearance, it's the 12-inch Indiana Jones.
Okay, yeah, that's a choose wisely.
That's a choose wisely. It's just cool.
Yeah, Hasbro needs to do more stuff like this. The 12-inch Marvel Legends. Oh, go ahead.
No. But I'm agreeing with
the 12-inch Marvel Legends. It was all about pricing. They were overpriced. No one bid. Then they cleared. Right. You got to get the right price point. McFarlane, they do great with the 12-inch statuettes. Before G.I. Joe Classified series, the only place I could go was perhaps Sideshow 1/6 scale. I'm still thinking about either looking at that Mace Windu Hot Toys. Oh my goodness, I got to save up. That Captain Sisko from the X06 Star Trek. I got a lot of love for 1/6, and if Hasbro does this right, they could turn a lot of people onto 1/6. It's just about pricing. They have to price it correctly. People will buy it. They won't wait for clearance. If you just do the right price, you get greedy, it's going to get cleared out. I'll get this sucker for $11, basically. Dude, hold on a second. Hold on.
I mean, look, I got this like years ago, when they were doing the 12-inch Marvel Legends, and it's fantastic. Like, it wasn't Hot Toys pricing, which, I mean, I've got 3 of Captain America Hot Toys, but it's pretty damn good for our plastic.
No, it's great, and you get more detail. You can appreciate more detail, right?
You can appreciate the detail more. I never realized it did that. Huh? Yeah, she pop out the star, put a shield in there. Okay. So look, yeah, Chaz, 100%. The whip will go on clearance, which I'm cool with. I don't need, it's not one of those like, oh, I need it.
Yeah,
It'll
it'd be
go
fun
on.
to have, but pricing
Yeah,
makes it less fun. Yeah, it always
exactly.
does.
But yeah, they've got to find that right price point to where you can uh actually enjoy it. But that is 100% is 100% get. It really is. Now, all right. So we got. Let's see. I think maybe let's see here.
Yeah, we got some in the
These
pipeline, right?
we did see these in 1027.
Yeah.
It's Miriam. That is the bar scene.
Yeah.
We get bar scene Marion. We get.
Well, no, that's not the bar scene. That's a bazaar. When she's like running through the bazaar, when
Bazaar
Indian
scene.
takes out the gun
Yes.
and shoots the guy. That's that.
Yes. We get bazaar scene. We get Sala before they're digging in the wrong place. We get Belloc before he gets his face melted, and then Major Toad. Why is he poorly?
I love Indiana Jones, man. I'm probably one of the few that even stood up for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because it was supposed to be a cheesy 1950s movie and people didn't get that. They still wanted 1930s serial Indiana Jones. They hated the nuke the fridge scene, all that.
I wanted good Indiana Jones.
Oh.
I wanted good. Okay, you know what? Actually, real quick before we get to your choose wisely, I actually did a mathematical like equation when I was teaching class on how to make a good Indiana Jones film. You need just two items to like X equal Y equals Z. You need Nazis and you need a Judeo-Christian artifact. If it doesn't have those two, it will not be good. Which is why I'm hoping with the new indie film, he's fighting Nazis, which I think he's going to deal with Operation Paperclip.
I think they're going to have some flashback scenes for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nazis, Judeo-Christian artifact. All right.
I mean, don't forget about the Sankara Stones and Temple of Doom. I still got love for Temple of Doom. I got love for all of it. I got love for Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
That was good.
Get all of these.
That was good.
Getting them all.
Look, Temple of Doom had some good scenes, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But look, Raiders, Last Crusade. Okay. Oh, Davis is going the whole choose the whole line. Okay.
Thank you. Adventure series for the win.
Look, it is not fantastic.
Thank you. I love it. It's so goofy. Before you had to nuke the fridge, you had the life raft out of the plane. It's supposed to be silly. Oh, jazz. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of problematic elements that's going to get with the Last Crusade. Last Crusade troop building is going to be tricky.
We'll get to this in a second, Chaz. Oh my god.
Thanks, Vlad.
I'm sorry. That was a good line. Look, is this all wisely? Yeah. Will I wait for some clearance items?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I need to find, I don't know, maybe Hobby Lobby has it in like their weird Christian toy set, but I need an arc. Yeah. No time for love, Dr. Jones. All right.
All I can say is if you have that Mutt Williams action figure, you can use them for Michael Bay formers.
There you go.
You want to do that?
There you go. All right, now, so last week we got more retros, which once again, it's pretty damn cool. We get Marion in her white dress with the monkey. Bad date. Wisely poorly.
Wisely, man. Like I said, for me, they're almost like postcards with little great action figures with them. I'm probably going to keep them on card. Superpowers, I bought 2 of each. With these, I'm just going to put them on the wall and just have fun with some of my favorite film series, Yeah,
that's what. Yeah. Honestly, I have the original Raiders poster, it's a reprint, obviously, but I need to get that framed. Once I get that framed, the figures will probably go around the poster.
Okay.
Now next we've got now look, this is one of the figures where his hand looks like it could come up and a very not childlike pose. Look, this is kind of creepy, and I'm actually all here for this one. I'm choosing Wisely. This is just creepy.
Yeah. And here's the thing about these. These are priced a little bit more sensibly. That's what I've seen from Marvel Legends 375. If this was Super 7 Reaction, it'd be prohibitive. It'd be $20 plus shipping. I mean, the only people doing that are the ones bragging rights at that point, right? So I'm glad that Hasbro's not doing that. I hope. I'm not getting a 1999 retro major toy, right?
No.
So,
but if he's 10 and I see him and he looks as creepy as he does there,
you're right about that pose. So we'll see.
Yeah, I got the jacket is plastic, so you can't have him do anything with the plastic jacket.
Yeah.
But if you take it off, we get the German henchman.
Yeah, so much fun, right?
Look, this is one of my favorite scenes in the film. Yeah, it is pure nostalgia. Look, this is stuff that we played with when we were kids. Look, if she came with a bunch of shot glasses, that'd be fantastic. Fantastic. This
it's
is
apple juice. It's apple juice in those shot glasses.
Exactly, apple juice.
Apple juice.
This is one of the most classic scenes from Indiana Jones, because Indy's getting his ass kicked, and he's just like, and he ducks and lets the propeller blade.
Okay. When you were a kid, the first time you watched this, did you wince? Were you like, like, did you do that, or were you like, yeah, chop them up? Like, what did you do when you first saw that?
I'm not a psychopath, but I was like, yeah, yeah, 100. Look, I'm 100%. They need him in the 6-inch line. They do. They do. I mean, the fact that they're actually doing this one is actually pretty like deep cut to begin with. I need, if they're gonna do this guy, I need the guy with the sword from the bazaar that Indy like just pulls a gun out and shoots him.
I think it's coming, but I think what's gonna happen is that it's all pretty much fan channel, right? The only place I've been able to find these were Hasbro Pulse, Entertainment Earth, right? Maybe GameStop. So it's like it's not gonna be everywhere. It's not necessarily for everyone. This is an adult collector line, and as such, we're seeing like those accessories with the Club Obi-Wan, right? Like the little sphere that he grabs from the musical scene, or the antidote. There's gonna be all that stuff, and they're gonna do those guys. That was it, Lao Che. Better next time, Lao Che closes the door. Says Lao Che on the door. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, as you were saying all that, I'm like, you know what they're gonna do with the guy with the sword? They're gonna make it a playset. I bet you they make the Bazaar a playset for this line.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be fun. Like the Star Wars playsets. I like that.
Yeah.
We get Belloc again. Look, I know that we're not gonna get extra heads with these guys, but I feel his head should have been melting. Just saying. And then, so we're now before opening the arc. Yeah, my notes like opening before the arc. Yes, before he gets melted. All right,
before face melt.
Adventure series, the Club Obi-Wan Indy, as David was getting to. Yes. Yeah.
Target exclusive, but you can still get your hands on it, I believe.
Yeah, look, this is gonna be a choose wisely. I love everything about this Indy. And I like the fact that they actually said like they're doing different head sculpts with different like degrees of 5 o'clock shadow.
Okay.
Which you kind of have to, because he goes from clean shaven to, by the end of the movie, like he's barely hanging on, and I love that.
Yeah,
I've always loved about Indy. Like he always like he goes to these things like dressed like a professor, and by the end he's like, I survived. That's true. All right, next.
Yeah,
James Bond Indy. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a give and take, right? Because yes, material costs have gone up. I feel like $22.99 is still the smarter price. That $2 price difference sells you more figs. It sells you more figs. But I think they got the movie coming out. How long have I been talking about Indiana Jones action figures, man? How long?
Right? Oh no.
They got me. They know they got me. So they put the extra $2 on top, but at least they're not being stingy with it. If they were,
yeah,
I would be bitter. I would still get them, but I would get them bitterly. That's what that would be.
We get I I kind of want the monkey brains accessory, really.
Yeah.
Too. And look, and eventually, we'll need short round. We can do without Kate Capshaw. Say what you will. Look, Spielberg, do what whatever. Don't give a shit. Does it come with Vengeance of God in it?
Yeah, right. Are ghouls going to look out unless I keep my eyes shut?
Well, I need to keep your eyes closed and shut it.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of bad guys, David, thank you.
Yeah.
We get Walter Donovan.
Now, David brought up a good point about reuse, and I want to touch on reuse, but please let me go ahead and drop some science on this one.
Drop it.
Okay. This stuff is expensive. This hobby is expensive. Making these are expensive. So if saving money on that tooling, on those pants, so that they're not spending anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 on a tool for a different sculpt for those legs.
Yeah,
do it. Yeah. I mean, we kit bash all the time. Like me, Bobby, you're getting into this too. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Dreadnought. Shout out to Dr. Giles.
Yeah.
I mean, we take fodder, we take pieces, and we just bring those figures to life. And where did we learn that from? We learned it direct from Hasbro, from the 80s. That's all they did. The OG-13, pretty much it's the same figure in the same face. It's like, but it's our imaginations. So you got to be economical about these things. If they didn't, we might not get a Walter Donovan. They had to be smart. We might not get a Grail Knight, but hopefully we will. We may not get this figure. We may not get that figure. So to be smart about this stuff just means we can get more figures in that line. That's all. So I don't really mind the reuse on this leg. And once again, extra head sculpts. Grail accelerated aging. Come on. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Look, this is a choose wisely. Like, Donovan was such a good bad guy in Last Crusade. Because the thing that I love about both Last Crusade, and this is why I think I also love Last Crusade and Raider so much, is that the bad guy is just Indiana Jones flipped. That's all it is. And so Donovan wants the Grail not for science, but for himself, for his own greedy purposes. Which this happens, and I love this. I watched like the special behind the scenes on how they did it like so many times. It was amazing. Both this and Raiders had such great death scenes for the Nazis. Whether it's getting your face melted and how they did that was fantastic, or how they it was pull the hair out, but it was like shot in reverse, and it was amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This figure is fantastic, and Walter Donovan did in fact choose poorly.
That wasn't the cup of a carpenter.
That was not the cup of a carpenter.
You should have fucking known. That's the one F-bomb. We're still PG-13 tonight so far.
That's what happens when you're greedy. Now, I love this figure. God, I love this Indiana Jones figure so much.
This is so nerdy. This is an academic figure. Who does that?
We don't get academic figures, and like someone who has been in academia, we don't get love like we should. Mm-hmm. And once again, this comes with a lot. It comes with the bone torch. True, he should have come. Maybe we. Well,
I mean, you kind of get it, right? I mean, between Club Obi and this professor. Yeah, you kind of you can swap those heads. It won't have the 5 o'clock shadow though. So
because he does in fact wear the hat when he's as a professor. But we also get the Grail shield. We get the book of the Grail.
We get diorama pieces, man. Like we can build dioramas with these figures.
You can literally build under the street of Italy, which once again X doesn't mark the spot unless it's the number 10, and then it does.
All right.
So that was Indiana. And look, choose wisely, choose poorly. I mean, and then God, I hate. Pipeline reveal was Helena Shaw.
Look, I don't know you watch Fleabag or anything like that.
Look, no, she's an amazing actress.
She's incredible. Yeah,
and I can't wait. I cannot wait to see her character in the new movie. This God, I hate to say it. Unless you do something really shit, it's like a Clarence.
You know, I can probably make use of it. Like, I could probably swap the head for something else, and I can have her just be a civilian that the Joes rescue in the jungle or something like that. Like, I'll make use of it. I'm Phoebe Waller-Bridge is one of my favorites.
She's fantastic.
Yeah, and I think she had scripting duties on No Time to Die, and that I thought she did great work on that, and she probably will be the reason that this movie will at least be better than Part 4. So I'm getting it, man.
Yeah, I'm with that. Let me see how she is in the movie, because if she's a great character, then yeah, 100%. I'll pick her. I'll pick it up. But if not, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. All right, now, overall, look, Hasbro, I think, is coming out strong with Indiana Jones. And as someone who, like, you loves indie, I mean, like, it's like, oh well, what do you? I'll drop a whole line.
Yeah.
To get these. All right. Next up, we have. Let me get rid of that banner real quick. And next up, we have got a quick little Marvel legend.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is fantastic. It's Franklin and Valeria 2-pack with a little. I cannot think of the little.
Yeah.
Mo Lord head. Look, to be or not to be, that is the question. Look, it's gonna be to be, but I will wait for clearance. I will wait for this to drop, because look, I've got the Fantastic Four, I've got Doctor Doom, I've got a bunch of the FF, and you kind of need their children.
Yeah,
especially when Valeria is what, almost smarter than her dad, if not smarter.
Right. And then I think in Hickman's run, and leading up all the way to Secret Wars and whatnot, they really feature in a lot and all that.
Yeah. And I think our dear one of our dear co-hosts, who is not here, Trevor Moody, at what cost? That's actually 100% valid question, because if they are, say, 40, because it should be smaller,
right?
It should be smaller. They should be teen size. 40, that's a good price. If they do the whole 55, 60 bullshit, no. But and also, if you do read the comic books, Magneto and Xavier kind of effed with Reed Richards, because Reed Richards, so in the books, Franklin is a mutant. Reed worked tirelessly, kind of pissing off the Thing, to cure his mutant gene, and Xavier wiped his mind of it. But what he did was that he left him knowing that he did, in fact, fix it. That he can never, ever, ever access that part of his brain. It's kind of messed up.
That's kind of messed up.
It's kind of messed up. Xavier's kind of a dick now with Magneto. All right. Now, from this, we go to the 30th anniversary of the Mighty Morphin
Power Rangers.
Look, everyone and their mom watched Power Rangers 30 years ago, and we are getting a special 30th anniversary Power Rangers. I don't know if it's a movie, if it's
like a standalone special.
It's a standalone special. We are getting a bunch of the OG Rangers back in the old school suits. How dare you, David? How dare you?
Blasphemy.
You hear that one kid like, ooh, Power Rangers. Ugh. You're in 100%. He is no longer. They retconned that. I liked when he was a mutant. They retconned it.
It was cool when he was a mutant.
Yeah. But now this 30th anniversary, we are getting new. This is why I like Hasbro, and the fact that if you didn't get it the first time around, you get it the second time around. Right now, we're getting Billy, Which I don't have. Dude, I don't have any Power Rangers either. I've got 0 here, but I would like to get the original 5. I would like to get the original 5. Uh, I love. I have to see the cost. I have to see what they're going for. I think it was 30.
Yeah, they're remastered, so these have effects, kind of like the Tamashii Nation effects. Sometimes
Yep.
you get SH Figure Arts; they'll come with effects pieces. So Power Rangers kind of taking a page from that. Drop down hip articulation, pinless, more accessories. So you can't actually transform the Blade Blaster. If this was Bandai, if this was SH Figure Arts, that little Blade Blaster could transform.
True.
Right? But you get all 3 forms, extra fists, you get the little power morpher. That's like, give us the extras. I'm the guy, and I don't want to screw it up for everybody. I think, personally, you're better off getting a $30 figure that has accessories, hands, and heads than a $24.99 speedball or what have you that doesn't come with any damn thing.
Look, I mean, this comes with, and I'm not gonna I'm not saying it's the same, but hold on. We all know it's Billy Madison. All right,
Billy Cranston. Oh, Billy Madison, the movie. Okay, yeah, I got it. Reference. I understood that reference.
Yeah, I get it. All right, but this reminds me very much of my Super 7 Ultimate.
Okay.
I mean, you get the 3 different blaster changes. You get the 2 pair of hands. You've got his the size plus the connected side plus the it was Cable Guy.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
My 90s brain is messing with me because it's 2023 and my 90s brain's not what it used to be.
Yeah, they don't want to eject you from this chat now. No. But look, you also get his glasses. You've got the morpher. You got the helmet. Like, this is a $30 figure. Like, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Like, you can go online. You can try to get the SHF Figure Arts Power Rangers. You could try to get the Super 7 Power Rangers. This is a good place. This is a good price point for all the good stuff that you get, right? And you can try to get the OG Lightning collections. You can try to get that stuff. It's great that they're bringing it back. It's great that they made upgrades. It's great that they made some modifications. I'm cool with it. I will probably end up getting these, perhaps keeping them in box because I've already unboxed some of my OG Power Rangers. That Lightning collection in 2020, that was like really what spurred a lot of my earlier toy hunts.
It was that Lightning collection was amazing, and that's why I would get these. I had to pass on those. But speaking of going from one Ranger to the next, once again we get Trini. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Toy Train.
Now look, what I'm gonna say, call it controversial. I think the Blue Ranger comes with just a bit more than the yellow. And granted, because she only had the daggers, she didn't connect them together. But once again, fantastic figure. So yeah, this is if I can, I'd like to get the original 5. All right, now moving on from the 30th anniversary, which comes out, and that standalone comes out April 15th.
Okay.
On Netflix. Let's see what. Yes, it's a good price for new people coming onto the line. Yes. Yes, it is the 4th that they've done.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave Story. He loves all the Power Rangers. He loves Super Sentai. And yeah, Mighty Morphin tends to overshadow a lot of the other series and a lot of the other lines. But you got to keep people rolling in. You got to keep them in. Mighty Morphin has lasted for 30 years. Stateside Super Sentai for a reason. Just because it's just that it was perfect for the time. For us transitioning out of Saturday morning cartoons into live action Japanese repurposed superheroics. Like it was the perfect moment for Power Rangers. The same way Ninja Turtles, late 80s going into the 90s, right? It was just it was perfect.
I will say I will get the OG ones, but that is it because Let's see here. Now we're going to the Tenga 2-pack. And the Tengas were, oh, was this when Zed came on?
This was the movie. So Ivan Ooze, right? And then
Oh,
you had
that's right.
the Jedi Rangers. So they repurposed those Tenga Warriors for the show as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to pass on these.
Hold on a second. I got to give a solo me, dude. I got to give a shout out to Chaz. They got my boy Chaz. Somebody in the windowless packaging, they swapped Duke out for a Viper. And I don't know what the hell that is. That's not the Ram. So once again, this windowless thing can only last for much longer, man. Okay, they didn't get him. This was in one of the Facebook groups. So you gotta be careful with those takebacks. And with this windowless stuff, you're gonna have to order from Pulse. You're gonna have to order from GameStop. If you do Amazon like new, I hope you don't mind getting a payday candy bar in that box, right? So,
Well,
yeah.
that okay, and I doubt you'll be able to see this, but even when it is, with window, here I'm gonna, if you can see this, I don't know if you can or not, but in one image,
They swapped out the whole McFarlane. They
the
swapped
whole McFarlane,
They swapped the whole damn pack.
the whole pack, and it's not like you can't see that this doesn't look like this at all.
No me gusta.
Like, look, it's just it's hilarious. Like yeah. And yeah, I saw one time at Walmart. It was clear. It was the clear plastic. This is like 2 years ago. It was a modified Magneto they had thrown into a box and I mean
that stuff hurts the game. It hurts the game. I can't tell you how many times I got swapped head sculpts. I think Moody, he got hit once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, even with this, right? So on the other side of that, these Tingle Warriors, at one point they were as low as $12 on Amazon, right? They just kept getting lower and lower and lower until they pretty much cleared. So just repainting these for completionists, maybe they'll grab them and putting them into a pack means they'll try to sell more of them until this 2-pack goes for $15, $13, $12.
Yeah. Real quick, Craig. Yes, this is a wonderful shirt. It looks good on me, dude. Just saying. Craig, drop me your Etsy store so I can put it on this channel again, man. I'm blank on it right now, but yes, Craig. Yeah, Craig has a wonderful Etsy shop where you can find these and many other great merchandising needs fulfilled. All right, back to Power Rangers. Yeah, toy hunting sucks. It does. It sucks.
So yeah, with what you're going to collect, if you're going to get 2-pack Tingle Warriors, if you're going to get remastered Mighty Morphin, whatever the case may be, everything's windowless now. So you kind of have that one shot. Shout out to Eminem. Shout out to Hamilton. Shout out to the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. You have one shot at these
Don't
figures.
throw away your shot.
Exactly. Otherwise, it's swapomania, right?
It is.
So yeah. So happy hunting out there.
And look, I love walking to Target and like, oh, these dropped. Cool. I do love that. I love that, but I don't like going to Target. Like, oh, let's see what they got here. Like, no. All right. Next up, we've got Thunder Black Ranger.
Yeah.
Jason Frank. I will be passing just because I didn't watch any of the Dino Thunders.
Okay.
But if they do the Green Ranger, JDF Green Ranger, White Ranger in that 30th anniversary, 100%.
I'll probably be picking this up once again. Rest in peace to Jason David Frank. If you're in trouble, if you want someone to talk to, you need help, call 988. That's the hotline, and you can get help. Don't throw your hand. People care about you, all that stuff. I think we have a pretty happy crowd, so we don't really need that. That Dino Thunder, I will get that so I can do civilian Professor Tommy. So I can do his civilian look, and I can put that on a civilian figure.
Okay. All right. And then finally the pipeline reveal. Because I don't follow any of these, I'm passing all these. KJ, what about you, man?
I'm pretty much passing all of these, but I'm glad that some of the other lines are getting shown some love.
Yeah, I know. Dave Story has mentioned he wishes they would complete other teams, so hopefully this completes a good amount of the other teams that
So,
are needed.
well, let me ask you this, right? Because we collect Marvel Legends, we collect McFarlane. I mean, we
Yep.
deal with incomplete teams all the damn time. I'm still waiting on New Warriors to get completed. I still need Marvel Boy. I
Yep.
still need Namorita. But shout
Yeah.
out to Night Thrasher. Shout out to Speedball. Shout out to Nova.
Yep.
Right? Shout out to Rage. I got my. I'm working on my New Warriors.
Yeah.
So it takes time, right? So what do you think? Do you think you release the team? You do the Injustice Society, like the Star World Build a Wave on McFarlane. Do you release it all, or do you just, you like put out those members as they come and whatnot? Generation X, we'll touch on that later, right?
Yeah.
But should that whole wave have been Gen X? Should we have gotten Skin? Should we have gotten a Jubilee Gen X? Like that kind of stuff, man. What do you say?
Look, the fan of me says yeah. It does. It does. The fan of me does say yes. We should get the whole thing. Because look here, we're gonna jump into most anticipated Marvel Legends right now, and look, they knew what we wanted. Now, granted, I would have rather them have done individual instead of 3-packs because they always seem to add, a little more, a little cost on it. But look, we get the Wolverine. I mean, like all these figures, I want them all. Like I'm so stoked about that we're getting this entire wave. And look, I love it when they release, because sometimes I won't lie, I would like them to release a whole team at once because that way I'm not missing a Cable. Because if they drop a Cable, like, all right, I really don't need Cable. I'll wait. And then he now he's like $100. But now I've got Warpath, Boomer. I'm like, oh shit, these figures were on sale. I didn't get Shatterstar one. Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah.
If I had known they're going to release the team, I would have gotten them. Like, all right, well now I'll get the team. Right. It's one of those things where like, you sons of bitches. And honestly, I won't lie. Like I'm one of my most anticipated. I might get a little I'm gonna get a little annoyed. So let's jump right into our most anticipated with Extremis Iron Man.
All right.
Based on the Eddie Granov artwork, look, that's an amazing figure. I've got a few Iron Men, but I love this figure. I love the storyline.
Yeah. I mean, this storyline was a key part of shaping the aesthetic of that first Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
Right. Of showing like you can do something that's grounded, a bit more down to earth. It made that part of the Marvel universe approachable.
Yep.
And then, and we'll touch again on the next figure after this.
Yes.
Because before that, these movies were flights of fancy.
Yep.
A lot of the filmmakers didn't really read the comics. They were out of touch with it.
Yep.
You would get God knows what, and it would be that name only, right?
Yeah.
And an adaptation. So, like, if it wasn't for stuff like Iron Man Extremis and other runs paving the way for how to approach that material, we would be at a different landscape right now as far as comic book movies go.
Yeah. Now, 100% they like to be strung along. Yeah, they do, and it's kind of shitty because Ultimate Cap. I love the Ultimates.
Yeah.
I use them in my thesis. And look, the Ultimates, like I loved once again this, like you were saying, this is the way that they made you look at it from a realistic standpoint.
Yeah, and Mark Miller, Brian Hitch.
Yep.
Yeah, it was some of the best artwork from a Marvel line.
Yeah.
Like I think the last issue took months to complete because that's how crazy it was. Yeah. And afterwards, it sort of became a more standard comic book. Shout out to Al Ewing. Shout out to Joe Mad and some of the work he did. On
yeah, because when Joe Mad, I love Joe Mad his artwork. When Jeff Loeb took over, and that was right before they did Ultimatum, which sucked. But look, we're getting Ultimate Cap, which is fantastic. However, I want an Ultimate Iron Man again. I want an Ultimate Thor. That Ultimate Hawkeye was amazing.
Ultimate Hulk, an Ultimate Wolverine. Yeah.
You have so many figures from that line that were like, oh, now I'm gonna need Ultimate Cap, but I want to see more Ultimate figures. I do. I mean, the biggest, like the most recognizable out of that group, out of that Ultimates line or Ultimate series, Miles Morales.
Yeah.
So I want more Ultimate figures, Ultimate X-Men. Like you have a whole wave there because they had some amazing figures in it.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, speaking of Spider-Man, when this game was announced and I saw that costume, I thought that is trash. Then I played the game. Hey, sometimes you see something you're like, that looks like garbage. That is trash. And then you play the suit and you're like, oh, this is dope. All right. You know what? I can be wrong sometimes. Not often, but when I am, I'll admit it. That suit is awesome. I love that suit. I love everything about it. And look, Spider-Man is arguably top 2 favorite comic book character of all time, and it's perfect. Okay, you gonna get him?
I'm getting it. That's all I have to say. I'm getting it.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. But yes, we do. Well, let's see. Proper Aunt May. Which I want an Ultimate Aunt May because she was young. She was kind of a hippie.
She was the first Aunt May. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. You talk about that. My astonishing Cyclops. Joss Whedon aside, that is an amazing series.
Yeah, John Cassidy. We'll just talk about John Cassidy right now. Yeah,
Texas boy. Look, fantastic. I love the redesigns, and I love the fact that this is when we went from the black leather to the superheroes again, because as Cyclops said in the book,
sorry, Wolverine,
we need to be heroes again.
Right.
We need to look like heroes again. I loved.
Oh, is this about the spandex? Anyway.
Exactly. Now, being a high schooler when this book dropped, I think it was like 16, 17 when this book came out.
Yeah.
This was actually the book that made me question, wait, am I Gen X? Am I Gen what am I? Because if you were born like 80 to 83, no one knew what to call you.
I think it depends on. I honestly think it depends on your relationship with culture, not necessarily technology, like using the internet and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to cassette tapes.
Yeah.
I knew how to work a turntable.
Yeah.
I'm Gen X, dude. I'm a 40-year-old Gen Xer.
So actually, and here's the funny thing. So there was because I remember when I was graduating high school, like, what do we are they Gen X? Are they Zillennial? Are they Millennial? And so I think actually, if you're born between 79 and 83, you are technically what they would call a Zillennial. You're Gen X Millennial, like you're on that like cusp.
Yeah.
So like I still say Gen X, whatever.
Yeah.
Because look, I love this. I loved this coming out of the Phalanx Covenant. And we get 2 right at the bat. We get Chamber, and I love Chamber.
I think that was a resin figure. That may not be tooled. Madeline may not be tooled. That could have just been a resin sculpture. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. First off, how dare you? How dare you? Geriatric my ass. No. This Chamber. Oh, this is. I love the fact that this is based off the Joe Kelly, Ian Churchill wave. It's not Gen X because he's not wearing the red. And I know that throughout Generation X, he changed, but this is more like the when he was part of the X-Men in the early 2000s. I loved Ian Churchill's artwork. And it was Joe Casey was the writer, and I love this 100% getting this Chamber.
Same.
Yeah.
But I may have to get it later, right?
Same.
As far as in the name of responsible collecting, by the time I was done after that fan stream, I may have been a bit too zealous. So I'm gonna have to balance some budgets.
Look,
But no, I look forward to still getting this and everything else that was announced on that stream.
Yeah, look, I'm going and I'm talking about this as though I'm a let's see, a snooty influencer with endless pocketbooks. Yeah, this is one. But here's the thing: I have to see what it comes with.
Okay.
If it's, I know it's a Build-A-Figure, but if it doesn't come with something else, I'll have to wait. Before we get to the second team of Gen X, look, I have I found it my old and it's still like pretty like pliable.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man Peter Parker with the like the pull away mask from like the movie. Like that the mask is not like, you know, destroyed or anything, it's perfect. I would love a husk made out of like rubber that you like pull off parts of it. I would love that.
If this was Mattel would do that shit.
They would.
Hasbro, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Mattel will do goofy, silly toy shit.
Yep.
Hasbro is just that blank-faced figure. But this, now they're starting to strut. Now they have some style. Like, if you can do a chamber, you can give us some fun shit.
And you know what? You can easily give us a husk with 3 different heads. If you can do it with Chameleon, you can do it with like maybe like 2 heads, one on like regular, one like half her face. Maybe like give us a hand that's like half, like, you know. You can do that shit. All right.
Monet.
Look, Monet.
Shout out to Miss Marvel, Muslim superhero, superhuman physiology.
Yep.
Crazy ass, weird ass backstory.
Insane.
Has sibling issues. Let's just say she has sibling issues.
That's an understatement. Like, she has more issues than the Kardashians.
Yeah. Combined.
Yeah. Well, wait, was she Muslim?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like her mother, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. But look, I mean, and look, if we're getting Chamber, we're getting M. Yes, we're gonna get Penance, and I can't wait to see what that looks like. Penance gonna be crazy.
He's gonna be
Penance, M plate, Skin, and look, you can do Skin just like you did Mr. Fantastic, normal hands and like stretched out hands.
Yeah. But it's time that we got Generation X got some love. X Force is already, X Factor has always gotten some love. We've gotten like, it's time for some Gen X action. Right, and once again, it's because everyone who read Gen X is now in that category of I have expendable, I have throwaway money now. I can get Gen X. Like they wouldn't do this like 10, 15 years ago because we're all in our 20s and didn't have that type of income. Now like, I love Gen X. Let me get these figures. But to go back to your original point, like, and this is like I still can't believe that this is the character's name. This is part of the Chode Build-A-Figure. Like we are building a Chode. And they should, regardless. Will we get maybe like in the next? There won't be the next one. Maybe like 2 waves from now, like a Penance, a Skin, and a Build-A-Figure Mondo. Or we get maybe like the M plate and then the what is it when it's the big figures? It's with a deluxe.
Deluxe. I think M plate might either M plate or Mondo will be a deluxe.
Yeah, I can see that. It just depends on how they perform. Like, I don't think it's going to be a situation where Chamber and Monet are just selling off the pegs.
No.
Right? Like when the Bone Breaker wave came out, like it was hard to get Havoc. Havoc kept getting out of stock, right? Because people wanted that Summers brother. I think Corsair, the Corsair is going to be the one that everyone's going to be trying to grab, right? Yeah. So I think it'll take longer. I think eventually we will get there. It'll be, hey, you want these figures? Get the rest of these Gen X, and we'll get those. Yeah. But we may end up. I hope not, man, because it's a great title run, great designs.
Yep.
Like just a great way. I think it was a leg up on the New Mutants. Like it did what the New Mutants was trying to do.
Well, I mean, and also what was great about it was Scott Lobdell,
Yeah.
Carlos Pacheco, no, Chris Bacalo. I'm sorry, Chris Bacalo.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's Chris Bacalo. And what was great about it was the fact that it was Banshee and White Queen leading the team, and White Queen came with a ton of guilt
Mm.
because her students had been killed, and so she came with
Right.
a bunch of guilt, and that was like you actually felt.
We're trying not to spoil stuff because if you have Comixology or Marvel Unlimited, read Generation X.
Read it.
Read it. We're trying not to spoil the shit out of it right now.
Well, you know what? Look, it's been 30 years, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, 25 years. Look,
Okay.
you can, like, I'm sorry. In The Sixth Sense, guess what? Bruce Willis is dead. I'm sorry. Do you want to know? Hold on, real quick, before we go to our next anticipated storyline. I got The Sixth Sense ruined for me because back in the day, you know, you go to a movie and then you might kill 20 minutes and just jump into another film. Just saying, that's how you know.
Oh man, that sucks. All right, can I tell you my episode 1 story? Super. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? Let me see where they're at in The Sixth Sense. I popped in there. I popped in right like 10 seconds before Haley Joel Osment started explaining everything to Bruce Willis. I'm there going, no shit. And I walked out.
Okay, so we're talking about 25-year-old spoilers, right? Love Star Wars, love John Williams. Here's the Imperial March. I go to Best Buy. I get the Star Wars Episode 1 soundtrack. I'm reading the track listing because I want to see where the Jedi Knights theme song is, right? Duel the Fates, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Qui-Gon and battles. Yeah. Qui-Gon's noble end. And I was like, ah! And my mom, she was like, what's wrong? I was like, nothing. Nothing's wrong. I had to keep it quiet for the rest of my family. It was like, let me see that. All right, here. And I would take out the CD and I would just hand it to them real quick. I'll pop it in. Don't worry. I'll pop in the CD. You know,
oh yeah. I do. Yeah. There was another movie that when they were doing the soundtrack, they had to be careful because it was going to spoil an ending. I think it might have been another Star Wars movie. Like the soundtrack comes out.
Probably, man. They're old school, so they don't care.
Well, speaking of the Black Series, this is one of those lines where I'm slowly weaning my ways off of them. However, there are still going to be a few that I need this. I don't have this Luke. I need this Luke. I want this Luke. It will be
Pimp status. I spent too much money creating this because I had to get a cloak third party. I got the face sculpt third party from Nuno JJ on Instagram. I won't tell you how much I spent on creating this instead of just waiting for it. But yes.
So this it's fantastic, and this is one of the times where I wish I would have gotten the Death Troop or was it the Death Troopers? No,
the Dark Troopers. The Dark
Troopers. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm with you, David. I mean, I don't have this Luke, and it's an amazing Luke. Another figure I didn't get when it came out, and I kind of want it. Darth Maul from the Clone Wars.
Okay, gangster.
And once again, look, Dave Filoni loves bringing these characters back. Loves killing them off again. Order 66. Anyone? If you haven't watched it, and I thought I'm not sure if anyone hasn't seen it, but the scene where Sam Witwer, who does the voice of Darth Maul, is discussing that fight scene between Obi-Wan and Darth in Rebels is it's
filmmaking.
It's filmmaking. It's brilliant writing for Obi-Wan because he goes through 3 different steps, and we go through the different moments of the prequels and the in between, and it's like because Darth Maul in his head is like, oh, this is just an old Jedi, and then it's like, oh no, he's a Jedi, he's a master Jedi on the most important assignment of his life. And I kind of need this to go with my Obi-Wan that kills him. It's fantastic.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Ray Park and Lauren Mary Kim, stunt woman who performed Ahsoka. Just the motion capture they did for that
Yes.
fight scene is as good as anything from the prequels. Like, it was so great getting to see that.
And that's why, whenever like Dave Filoni's like, yeah, we're gonna try this. All right, like it's not like when George Lucas said we're gonna do this. I'm like, I don't know, but Filoni is such a fan of just Star Wars in general, and he doesn't want to. Like, I really wish they would have just given the new trilogy. Look, I like the new trilogy. I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Like The Force Awakens, they had to do what they did with it to bring people back in after 20 some odd years. Rian Johnson had his own philosophical beliefs with Star Wars, and then Last Jedi gave us some really cool things. But if Dave Filoni had done that trilogy,
yeah,
I mean, granted, we would have got a whole like another Order 66 scene, but we might have Bad Batch could have made an appearance. I don't know, but I'm just saying we would have gotten so. I think that would have been a game changer.
I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka series. I'm looking forward to Mando season 3. I feel like this whole thing has been Filoni learning how to be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And when all this Disney Plus stuff is like really solidified, that dude's going to be hitting home runs on the big screen.
What's up, Chris?
Yo.
Yeah, 100%. And then finally, Darth Malak.
Okay.
Look, I didn't play Knights of the Old Republic. I just think he looks like a badass.
I did. Knights of the Old Republic, fantastic game. It has a twist that's right up there with the rest of the Star Wars. Like think Empire Strikes Back. Like, that's how big that twist is in that game. It's great characters. We got Bastilla Shan coming up. Yeah, it's a great figure, and hopefully it'll get people to go back and either just look at some of the games or even go back and playing those. But Knights of the Old Republic was very strong, and it helped Star Wars gamers really have something special. Like the mechanics of it. It was just a great game. Like, think Super Mario RPG. Okay. Think Final Fantasy VII. That's how good Knights of the Old Republic was. At least the first one. The second one was rushed, but the first one was fantastic.
Heading up, I think the plan was the original plan was like to give each movie its own writer and director and see what happened, which I think is it's ridiculous. Like, why would you do that? Just either
Lucas had an outline for the sequel trilogy. They were trying to move it away. They were trying to make as much money as possible. J.J. Abrams gave them that in Force Awakens. It had $1 billion trailer. It gave everybody what they wanted to see. It did the thing that people didn't think they would do. Right? And then it made $2 billion. Right? Last Jedi, Rian Johnson was basically, I think, still in film school mode. And you had to really calculate some other things as far as butts and seats. And like giving the audience not just what they want, but what they need, right? Yeah. And that's a whole other thing. Rise of Skywalker. I'm not a Colin Trevorrow fan. I don't know how Jurassic World Dominion made $1 billion. I would rather take J.J. Abrams' Episode 9 than Colin Trevorrow's. I think.
Well, and I watched this. I follow a few like Star Wars like fans on TikTok. And one guy put it best, is that Rey, for the first two films, is us. We're not part of the Jedis. We're outside of everything. And then the best thing was that she was a nobody. And sure that a nobody could become a Jedi.
Yeah.
And then JJ kind of effed that up in Rise of Skywalker when he made her a Palpatine.
It was an impossible situation. I think losing Carrie Fisher screws everything up. Yeah. And it gives you only so many avenues to complete that trilogy and the entire saga. Yeah. So,
I agree. And then we don't have pictures. And you're right, Force Awakens. I loved Force Awakens. But we didn't we don't have any pictures, but look, we got the new trailer for Mandalorian season 3. Looks fantastic. So you know
I have pictures on Black Genghis Instagram.
Okay, go to Black Genghis on Instagram because we're gonna get so many Mandalorians. And look, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't care about troopers. I don't.
Oh.
I don't. But Mandalore, they have their armor is so badass.
Yeah.
Like, give me Sabine when she comes out and Ahsoka. So yeah, and then yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. Ooh.
Yeah, we got some insiders. We got some inside baseball going on.
All
yeah,
right,
man. I love Star Wars. I got love for the sequel trilogy. I was part of the prequel defense force. I was shutting cats up online about the prequels until
were you in the original chat boards? First off, look, I shut down a student one time. He's like, Jar Jar Binks was the best. I'm like, shut your mouth. I will flunk you out of my class so hard if you say Jar Jar Binks was anything positive about him. But in this prequel's defense, we got an amazing fight scene with both in episode 1,
mm-hmm.
and then look.
Don't forget episode 3. Don't forget episode 3.
And episode 3, and you know what? I'll say this: there've been some really good videos made about the fact that we really get to see Anakin and Obi-Wan's fighting styles, and how they really are such good fighters, and they switch it up to try and like throw off either Darth. Oh, Christopher Lee's character.
Count Dooku.
Count Dooku.
Technically, Darth Tyrannus.
Darth Tyrannus, yes. Look, I love Yoda in that, and I say what you will about Obi-Wan. I think it could have been condensed into like a 6-episode, 5-episode series, because like the last 3 episodes were fantastic. But I love the fact that this showed that Hayden Christensen, the stiff acting that we saw in those prequels, were not his fault.
George made its choice. If you go back and watch Flash Gordon, you can go to Internet Archive and download these old serials for free. You can download Commander Cody. You can download Captain Future. They were terrible, cheesy.
Yeah.
Wait, Captain, the meteor is about to strike us. Not on my watch. It was a choice. I mean,
but
what part of the artifice.
But what I hate though is that you had legit actors in Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, oh shit, Qui-Gon Jinn. I can't think. I'm blanking on it.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Like right here, Lucas does not direct actors. Yeah, and 100% he doesn't. And when you have someone like Hayden, or oh god, who was Anakin in episode 1? Who got like the dude got ripped, and I felt bad.
I know what you're talking about. It ruined his life.
Lloyd, it ruined his life. Like he was annoying, but still good in Jingle All the Way. And Star Wars, like got ruined. Hayden got thrashed. I'm like, but then you see him in Anakin. You're like, oh, he's not a bad actor. He's not a great actor. Not saying but he's not a bad actor. You have to direct, and you're right. The best movies in all these series are the ones that George Lucas isn't part of. Look at Luke in part 2 and 3. You get better acting.
I love Return to Jedi. I had to defend Return to Jedi back in high school. Some of my favorite stuff is in Return to Jedi.
Oh God, our good friend Lance. Thank you, Jake Lloyd. And the fandom is awful. Look, Return of the Jedi is both one of my favorites and least favorite Star Wars, because that opening is so good. I hate. Look. I wanted the Ewoks to be Wookiees.
Well, they weren't Wookiees. They were Ewoks.
They should have been Wookiees. That was the original look. But no, look. Return of the Jedi, fantastic. Like, and look, that ending we get where it's like, I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. Like, that's amazing. But what was George Lucas telling us with you having the baddest brother in the galaxy, and underneath it, what is he? A white man. What's he saying there, KJ? Anyone in the chat, name that movie. What did I just quote?
Just projecting.
5 seconds.
Projection.
3, 2, 1. Chasing Amy. There you go.
Viewer Skinnerverse. Look, man, just keeping things rolling really quick.
Let's do it.
I mean, it hits us in the sweet spots. The last 3 years sucked so much. Shout out, what's the movie? You know, so we're going back to our nostalgia cores, you know, because it's a happy place, right? And yes, I know toy collecting can get irritating sometimes. It can get annoying. Some of these groups can be garbage, but once you find your tribe, there's nothing sweeter than that. Why do you think I'm still holding it down for Toy Kind of Mood to this day? The point is that it spoke to us as kids. We're still kids at heart, and we didn't let that stuff go. We didn't let the tides of life wash that away and wear it down through erosion. We still kept the beating heart of that stuff.
I'm a 41, almost 41-year-old man with my own like lightsaber. Come on now.
Look, man, I got like 5 lightsabers, man. I know. We'll talk about that later.
I know. All right, now what can be perceived as our bread and butter now. Boom, there we go. G.I. Joe classified. And look, I mean, KJ, we were there at San Diego. We saw some of this stuff coming up. And, Rogue One's amazing, which is why I love it.
Love Rogue One,
now, most anticipated for G.I. Joe. Finally!
Come on, bring it. Bring it.
Finally, God. I get it's been only 3 years, but come on, this should have been. We got like what, 15 Snake Eyes, 10, roadblocks, and we never got.
The chat can help me out with this. Shipwreck wasn't until I want to say 84, 85 until we got Shipwreck. So it took some time to get Shipwreck under you originally. So that's fair.
I love this Shipwreck. We get the two different guns. I mean, he's got Polly. I love the rope. I love the fact that we're getting 2 different the hat. And the hair, which I mean, look, I have Recondo. They're finally getting hats right. Think because my gung ho his hat can't stay on. But I love the Shipwreck. So obviously, yeah. And look, I've talked to you about this before. Like I might be dropping out of a few other toy lines just because G.I. Joe. It is so amazing. Like I know I'm not wrong here because we have literally another show devoted to our G.I. Joe love.
I mean, Hasbro, they just keep it pure. Like, shout out to Ultimates, shout out to Reactions, shout out to the Haya toys. But it's all about classified. It's all about classified series now. 3 years and running. It's
Like if someone said hey, you can either continue with G.I. Joe or Marvel Legends. You can't do both. I'd be like, I'd find G.I. Joe. I won't lie because I've if you said no more Marvel Legends, I'm like, you know what? Fine. I've pretty much got everyone I need. Fine. The classifieds are amazing. So here we go from Shipwreck. We're going to say aquatic for the first few.
Okay. Well, Torpedo. Come on.
Like, once again, look, and like this is what infuriates me about Marvel Legends. As much as Marvel Legends, I love it. It's great. But look at what you get with G.I. Joe. Look what you get with Shipwreck. 2 guns, the hat, the hair, Polly, I'm sure some other shit. Look at this. You get the gun, you get the harpoon, you get the fins, you've got the backpack, you got the breathing apparatus, you get the knife. Like, you get a lot with JoJo, and it is so hot right now, Because look, here's the thing, and you're getting so much for what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Like, like
They
my
have to figure.
return,
They have
though,
to figure out how to do this for Marvel Legends, right?
they and I don't understand why they aren't.
Money. They had to up the price on Mighty Morphin Remastered. Talking $30-$35.
Yeah, but look at all you get with it, though.
I know.
I mean, like, like I, I love my Eternals figures. But you know, yes, like they had to build a figure. That's it. Um, it's so hot right now. I mean, it's obviously Zoolander. So hot right now. But look, the fact is, like, you know, when we look at the Marvel Legends, like the Cyclops that the classified, he came with two different head sculpts. One was regular, one with like you could put the visor in his eye. Why don't all Cyclopses come with that extra? And there's no licensing in that. Like I don't, and this would annoy me. Like Hasbro is making Marvel Legend figures, making Marvel toys. All right, so give me Cyclops with his visor blasting out of his head. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But no, we get like we get a Loki just standalone.
It takes time. It takes time to find balance in that. Like Wave 1 G.I. Joe classified threw people for a loop. I mean, I love Mecha, I love Gundam, I love the high-tech sci-fi shit. It turned some people away. They made some adjustments, and I have to say, classified series better than ever. And I get it. I get there's a handful of people that still want that video game sci-fi look. I still wanted that concept art Storm Shadow, but frankly, the classic Storm Shadow they did is better.
Yeah.
Looks better.
Yeah.
All right. And there's still changes they can still make. The Storm Shadow on the card back, right? Well, even more adjustments. So it's still a work in progress. It's still organic, right? And they're still taking everything they love from a real American hero and onward. A Shadow Tracker. They're hitting all the different eras. Like you're gonna see stuff like Kamakura. You're gonna see comic book figures.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Let that stew slow cook. Let it put it in that Instant Pot. Right, let that steam build up. Let it cook. Right, it's gonna take some time to really get all the good stuff we want. The Dreadnoughts, the Thunder Machine. But listen, we're talking about right now, 2023, most anticipated. The flippers, the harpoon gun, the Gat, the mask, the rebreather. Like, come on.
Yeah, this is a guy that look. I mean, I know like G.I. Joe like doesn't kill bullshit. This is literally a Wetworks dude right here. You think he's gonna like just like swim like with all that and not like take someone out? Come on now. Granted, it's gonna be like a Cobra trooper, like with he's like I'm just here. Cobra doesn't pay me enough, but you know what? The benefits are good. And then you have a harpoon coming out of his chest, going, son of a bitch.
Hey, if you want to see some fun stuff, check out Insta Leanne's Instagram account. She has great toy photos all the time. Insta Leanne. I believe it's literally underscore instantly, or it's Insta underscore Leanne. I'll double check for the chat to make sure.
Okay.
But check it out. It's just great stuff. But oh yeah, okay. Copperhead. It just keeps getting better and better.
It does. And once again, like this, and I love the fact that look, we're these aren't look, the tank top, you can't be that imposing. But then if a guy pulled up on me like that, I'm like, but then he has like the machete and like the head, apparatus. Like, all right, I'm not gonna, mess with it. I love it's amazing. And I was like, I don't do bad guys. I'm like, no, G.I. Joe's make me do bad guys. It's like, oh, okay. Okay. All right. Next, what do we have? We've got
Outback. Classic. But look, shout out to Tiger Force still. You're rocking the shirt for your boy Craig right now on Etsy.
I am.
But this is the one that people have been waiting for. And yeah, this is why you're going to get the variants. This is why you're going to get the variants from Target, from Amazon before you get the classics. Someone has to pay for the tooling. Someone has to pay for the molds, right? But now we got it. Look where we're at right now. We made it.
And you know what? And this is one of like I have the grade Outback up there with my Matrix diorama behind him, and he's getting shot at. I love it. But like just like barbecue I have up there, I'm gonna get the other what's the other Marauder that's coming out?
Well, we have barbecue.
Oh no, they are the Marauders, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing the Mad Marauders.
Yeah. I love that. That barbecue looks fantastic in that blue and green. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be getting this out back. It'll be like, and we're like, well, why'd you get two? I'm like, look, I have like 15 different Wolverines and like 20 Captain Americas. I can deal with two Outbacks. It looks dope. I mean, it just looks great.
Yeah.
Now one thing we didn't have, and I'm pretty sure you have it on your Instagram at Black Genghis, the bubble,
the Trouble Bubble, the Cobra
Bubble.
Flight Pod with the Televiper. Yeah. And shout out to Lenny and the Joe team for including the Televiper. It was originally on the illustration for the Trouble Bubble, but it was figured not included. Now it's a whole set. It's going to be great.
Which I mean, you kind of need that. You kind of need that.
You need it. I need it.
Let's see, what is next? Next we've got
Grunt, Robert Graves.
I just love that old school look.
Yeah. Is the green shirts, the Joe Troopers. If you watch Sunbow or even if you read some of the comics, they were always there in the background. I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, either 25th anniversary or Collectors Club, you could buy a whole set. You could buy like 6 of them, right? And then you can still get Joe Troopers from Reactions. This figure they did for the retro collection, the articulated 375 from Hasbro. Yeah. So now doing the 6-inch version, that harness we've already seen on Sergeant Stalker. We've already seen it on Snake Eyes. I forget which Snake Eyes uses this harness, but we've seen it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just getting that Grunt. They did this for the modders. They did this for the customizers. That's why we're getting Grunt. For people like me, it's going to make a platoon of Joe Troopers out of that Grunt.
I mean, and it has that great 60s vibe to it. It really does. Like with like the elastic cuffs. Like it's just no, I didn't get the picture up. I thought I'd saved it. I didn't. We are looking forward to Hawk.
Yeah.
Like the Joes need a leader. And who better than Hawk? I don't think they've released a picture yet.
Not a render, but they had the illustrations.
Yeah, they had the illustration, and so I'm like, all right, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be great. Yes, Black Genghis is awesome, David.
Oh shucks.
And then finally, Snow Job, which just sounds like anytime you have a job at the end of something, just sounds dirty.
I mean, think back as a kid, you know, like
I know. I think with like a 10-year-old mind, like, oh, it's look, Snow Job, like looking at what they did with Torpedo, I'm excited to see what they do with Snow Job.
Yeah, they're gonna have the skis.
Yep,
they're gonna have the. Shout out to Yojo ARAH, Dr. Giles Gifford. He has fantastic customs from A to Z. Right now, he's doing his Cobra Classified. He's doing the Dreadnoks. They look amazing. But go back, look at his Snow Job. Look at some of his classic Joes. But you're going to see some great stuff from the Joe team. In fact, just really quick, let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm going to the Instagram right now. I'm going to show this off to the chat. He did a whole Arctic series. In fact, you can see some of it. You can see some of it right there. On Instagram, you see all these great Joes and customs, but here's his Snow Job, and it's just it's fantastic.
Yeah,
see how he did the work he did on the skis, all the different accessories. It's great. So
and not to cut you off, but no, we definitely need more figures like that, and especially I think look. Shout out to Lenny and Emily. Like they do a great job with G.I. Joe. It was if we get all this stuff and it sold $23, $24, even if it's $24 for everything we get with this, like you get a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah.
So.
Man, hush! I don't want to hear that. Stop that. You're lying. You're a liar.
And look, G.I. Joe, it's they're coming in hot. They're coming in hot. And I mean, again, when we talked to Lenny and Emily, they were like, "Hey, we've got a lot more planned." When we talked to Dan and Ryan at San Diego, they were like, "Hey, we have a lot more coming."
They have a 10-year plan. Yeah.
And look, when we talk, because I mean, we've gotten to know these people, like they have a genuine love for these lines. So that's why I'm like, look, I know they're gonna have. I know they've got. They know what they're gonna do. They know what they're doing. All right. Oh, the Hiss thing. Oh, that's right. It comes out this year. Yeah.
Comes out this year. I mean, it goes without saying. We can't put that on most. It's just in my mind. It's already here. It's already there. I've seen it. We've seen it with our naked eyes, Bobby.
Oh, it was so beautiful. It was. I can't wait for mine to come in. I cannot wait for it to come in. I'm going to get yelled at. I don't care.
She really is. Shout out to more phenomenally Emily.
Yes, yeah. Emily is fantastic. And look, they're all like, like we've chatted with like I've talked to Dan, from time to time. He's having a great start to 2023. Look, it's like, these people in charge know these lines. But yeah, the Hiss thing is gonna be amazing. Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. Look, we about 2 things. All right, aren't you special, Chaz? Aren't you special?
That's some cheddar cheese, baby. All right,
Chaz, I joked because I'm actually very jealous. All right. So that is episode 108. We covered Indiana Jones. We covered Power Rangers. If there was like, I don't know, one thing of each one that I'm most excited for, it's that Indiana Jones adventure. It's going to be that 30th anniversary Blue Ranger. Say Chamber. Nope. 275 Wolverine, and then Skywalker and Shipwreck. I've been wanting Shipwreck since they first came out. Yeah, exactly.
If people want to check out my most anticipated, you can see them on Black Genghis on Instagram, but it's the same as Bobby's. It's exactly the same. It's the same.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everyone. As always, remember to like and say, yeah, we do need a G.I. Joe fan first stream ASAP. We really do.
Specs got us all beat.
Well, yeah,
I know. I'll be happy with my one Hiss tank. I'll be using that Photoshop to make it look like I have 3 Hiss.
Exactly. You're gonna have like one, and you're like, oh, I got these 5. What about that? Vlad, as always, you're amazing.
Thanks, man.
All right, as always, make sure to follow KJ at Black Genghis on Instagram. Make sure to follow us if you don't already on Instagram, on TikTok at A Tour Kind of Mood. You can see me unboxing a bunch of cool shit. And then, as always, make sure to like and subscribe to here. Make sure you let us know or tell us in the comments what you like or what you didn't like, what we missed. Did we miss? Did we? Which we don't get it. We don't miss when we shoot.
The Robo Skull. We forgot the Robo Skull. I forgot about that. That's coming this year.
Yeah, true. Oh, and the Sky Striker. All right, fair. Usually when we shoot, we don't miss, but sometimes. Thank you guys. We don't really miss much. All right, now that was episode 108, 109. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but don't forget to check out our other spinoff, A Late Night Kind of Mood, with Travis Moody. Moody is doing a late night show Friday nights where he has special guests. Chris, take it easy, buddy. Great question. Real quick, what do you share? You let all your friends know. Follow us because we're funny for the most part. Sometimes our jokes don't land.
Yeah, we just try to keep it real. This is literally what the two of us do on Messenger, just hanging out, just calling on FaceTime. It's literally
the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing, except with a banner scrolling on the bottom. That's literally it. That's the only difference.
Exactly. And then real quick before we leave, Origins guys, show some love for Frogmonger. Yes, that did drop on Mattel Creations today.
Yes.
We do cover Origins. We do cover MOTU. Just let's cover Hasbro. most anticipated. But I will tell you what, we do have, I think it was episode 105, where we cover our favorites and most anticipated for 2023 MOTU. Thanks, Travis. Smash the like button. Just smash. Don't break your computer.
Smash it, yeah.
Just smash. Smash it. All right. For KJ, I am Bobby. We will see you in the toy aisle. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.